you guys will particularly appreciate this. To be the kind of like conservative white guy on the show is actually really funny. Because people say to me like, oh, like I was seeing something online and people, when people were freaking out about how diverse it is or whatever.
Yeah.
Someone was like, yeah, it's full of all these diverse people, woke, all this crap. And then someone posted my face as like, oh, there's no like old white guys on the show. And then there was like a big picture of my face. And I was like,
I saw that.
I'm the conservative white guy. It's happened. Mom, it's me. I'm the conservative white guy. Holy, times have changed. Or it'll only happen in the 32nd century. But
I love that.
Oh, our friend. Hey, folks, how you doing? Welcome to the SyFy Sistas live show on a Tuesday night, and we are live tonight. It's fun, but we are so excited to be here. I'm Tamia Harper, and I'm joined, as always, by my sisters, Yvette Blackman-Tom.
Hello.
And Fran T.
What's happening?
What's happening, sis? A big whoop whoop for our girl Subrina, as always.
That's right.
What a cool show tonight. I mean, our little Trekkie hearts have just been kind of freaking out, geeking out, loving every minute of what we're about to discuss on this show. We're going to do the clip first or bring them in first?
Let's bring them in first.
Okay, so good, yay. So we have with us Timour, Gregory, and Sasha Schneider, excuse me. Welcome. They are the directors of Me Up Sulu. Say what now?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having us.
Oh,
Thanks so much for being here. We're so excited.
Sorry.
Yeah, good. Okay, because this film is everything. Yeah. It's such a cool film. Oh my God. I didn't know what to expect. Yvette went to see it in New York and came back like with glowing praises. Like, you guys have got to watch this film. Yeah. Can you tell the folks a little bit about it and why you decided to make it?
Yeah, so back in 1985, George Takei, Lieutenant Sulu from the original series, decided to help a Star Trek superfan to make his student film what we think is probably the first Star Trek fan film. And this project took them 36 years to complete because the student lost the footage, finally finished it 36 years later. And so when we found out about that, I'm a lifelong Trekkie, Sasha wasn't, and so we kind of brought, now she is. For the rest of her life, she will be.
Yeah.
And so we brought those two perspectives together to try and explore what makes Star Trek special.
Cool.
I love it. I think you guys did such a great job. This film, as Yvette keeps saying, is shocking. Like, you just don't expect it to be what it is, because we're used to different types of documentaries about the series that we love, and this one is so very unique, and it tells such a cool story. Yvette, when do you I will let you guide me as to when you want to play the things.
Well, I have we talked to John Atkin. I got it right this time. And he's going to give you a little background on the actual student film.
It really inspired me that this older group of college kids had, made a fan film, and that they had George Takei in the film. I had seen it in this magazine called Starlog Magazine, which was a science fiction magazine in the 80s. And it just really fueled my imagination, and it looked like a lost episode of Star Trek. Here's George and all these college kids running around in, TOS style, the 60s style costumes and stuff. And I remembered in the article, it was mentioned that, people thought maybe they were filming Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, because George was in it. So it really felt like a kind of a legit project. And so I really wanted to see that film, and I had remembered it for years, and it was almost like it almost felt like a false memory after a while. Like I remembered reading about it, but did I really read about it? And then I found my old magazine with the article and read it again, and kept seeing the name Stan Wu in the magazine, and I thought to myself, I should reach out to that guy. I'd really like to see the film. And so I kind of hunted down Stan Wu in LA. I contacted 5 different Stan Wus on Facebook, and the 5th one was finally him. And I said, hey, I'd love to see your film. And he said, well, I'd love to show it to you, except it was never finished. And so we got to talking a little bit over a year or so. And then finally I said, hey, if you like, I can help you finish it. I was a theater student. I went to college for theater arts. I've got a lot of friends in the film industry. I was kind of plucking everywhere I could to convince him. And he finally said, yeah, let's work together on this. And, it took about almost 12 years, but we finally got it done in 2022.
Awesome. Sorry.
That is so cool. So here it is. Like, what really drew you to want to do? I mean, I know you're a Trekkie, but like, what was it about this story? Because I see what I think is pretty unique about this story, but what hit your heart about it?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say what a great guy John is. We were just watching that, and we've become, good friends with John over the years, and he's so well spoken, and like what a job that guy did finishing the movie. We talk a lot about Stan in the film, because obviously it was with Stan for many decades more than John, but yeah, what a great guy John is. What drew me to it, I guess it's kind of a similar story to John, actually. So I was the first one who discovered this story, being the Trekkie and being the one that is on the blogs and the forums and all of that. And so I really discovered it in a pretty similar way to John, in that I saw these pictures of George running around in the like TOS style uniform and was like, what is this? What have I missed? What have I been missing my whole life?
Right.
I thought it was an official thing. I mean, it looked like the uniforms looked great.
Yeah.
Other things about the fan film where we can kind of discuss the quality, but the uniforms were fantastic. And so I kind of got curious and did a sort of similar thing. Like first tried to track down John, I believe, was the first person we spoke to, and he then connected us to Stan, and we kind of thought this would be like a 10-minute. Sasha and I had been wanting to work on something together for a while, so I kind of called her up and said, do you want to go and they were about to premiere. It was right when they were finishing Yorktown, and I said, do you want to go and see the premiere of this film and maybe shoot some stuff, and we'll see if we can make it into like a 10-minute little short that might end up on Vimeo or something like that. And then what did you say?
Yeah, I mean, as we know, was not a Trekkie at the time, so I started to dabble a little bit. But Tim asked me if I wanted to go down to it was where Neutral Zone Studios was. They have since moved, but in like southern Georgia and like a really small town. We actually me and my best friend were in Orlando for the weekend, and I was like, well, it's not too far of a drive. Let's just drive up there. That's where the premiere of Yorktown was. So Tim was flying down from New York, and me and my best friend arrived at, I don't know if any of you have been to Neutral Zone Studios, what was
Kingsland, Georgia. It's a replica TOS bridge set.
Okay. We know that.
Yeah,
I know some friends who have been down there. Yeah.
But we
not us.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's in Texas now, maybe, but
okay.
Me and my friend drove up into, it looked like just like old storage container from the outside. You'd have no idea what it was. And we like pulled into this gravel road. There was no other cars there yet. And Maddie, my best friend, looked at me and he was like, we're not getting out of the car. Like, I have no idea where we are. And I was like, well, Tim's delayed. We have to go in. And yeah, we walked inside, opened the door, and it was literally the Enterprise. We were on like right there on the ship.
Wow.
And it was incredible. So that was the first shoot. And pretty quickly after that, we realized like I would say, I mean, I think once we actually, from there, we went to talk to Stan Wu. And once we started talking to him, we pretty quickly realized like this is going to be much, much bigger than just a 10-minute short.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was, you guys end up really delving into so many of the meaty issues that surround it. Like, you know, and like it was beautiful that there's a whole narrative about Asian representation, you know, in popular media and popular culture, which was just so deep. Like, I mean, I loved watching that because, we can relate, we can relate.
Yeah, I mean, I think that really grew out of talking to Stan, first of all. So, I mean, I don't even think we knew that the producer of the film was Asian American when we started. But then obviously we met Stan and we talked to him a little bit about it. And he talked a little bit about being influenced by seeing George on TV. So it became clear that there was this that was a dynamic. I don't think that's why George did it. Like, for the record, I think he would have done it, whoever that fan was. That's just the kind of guy he is. But I do think it added, probably for George, a layer of significance to what he was doing, and certainly for Stan. And then we found out that James Shigeta, who, arguably is like, he was a big name before George was even on the scene.
Right.
And since, and things like Die Hard. And then we found out he got involved. So then it really became clear that this was a story of representation. And, we've always been interested in that in Star Trek. So, as soon as I started showing Sasha the original series, that was something that we both gravitated towards. So, yeah, it became a way to explore these things, which I kind of always felt were interesting about Star Trek, and Sasha was discovering and finding interesting as well, and things that a lot of people actually don't know. It's kind of surprising. People see the film, and like you said, there's like an 80-year-old woman who had no idea that this was an integral part of Star Trek. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, let's play that. That was a great segue.
Yeah, it
was.
I'm not going to let that pass, right?
Well, I watched Star Trek. I'm 81 years old.
What?
Yeah, and so I watched Star Trek, but I never got the message. I didn't see. I enjoyed it tremendously. It was very entertaining, but I never put together at my age then, which was, I was in my probably early 20s. I never got the message of the diversity and of the soul of the series. And of course, now watching this movie, I mean, my mind is just blown because now I understand.
I love that.
What a earth-shattering series that was. And for me, it was, once a week to watch it. But I'm just amazed by it, and I am definitely now a Trekkie.
Oh, I love that.
That's Sasha's auntie.
Oh, she's so cool. Oh my God, she's fabulous.
She really is.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's amazing. She flew out there she lives in San Diego, flew out here for that, and then we had a showing in a premiere in LA, the LA premiere 2 days later. So she flew back to LA.
Wow.
Yeah. Nothing like an auntie, right? Auntie is the best. I love that. I had so much fun with her.
Yeah, she's fun.
I love how she was just like, 10 toes down. Like, now I'm a Trekkie, like, without hesitation.
No, she's probably watching it all the time now.
I mean, but I think it takes some, because we say to people, it's like some people will say something about Trek and they're like, have you been watching the show? you know, because a lot of people look at it different ways. You know, sometimes they're just watching it for the fun of it, you know, as we know. But then when you got a personal connection to it and you're actually sitting down and after watching this film, it changes the way you look at Trek. Because even some of the people we talk to who are Trek fans kind of changed the way they saw Trek. So your film, I don't know what you thought that people were going to get out of it, but people got a lot of stuff out of it. I think it was like the come to Jesus moment, and some of these people, they're like, wait, now I got it. I finally understand what people are talking about when it comes to Trek. You know, there was a lot of that.
That's amazing, because I mean, that is one of the things that we wanted people to get out of it. You know, we obviously, like everybody else, we see the comments on, you know, Starfleet Academy and every new show that comes out from this very small minority of people, and really, and even on the trailer, like the YouTube comments on the trailer for our movie, a lot of it is like, why can't they just talk about the fan film? Why do they have to bring all of this woke stuff into it? And they don't get that without the fan film, without the woke stuff, there is no fan film, right? Because Stan wouldn't have been inspired, and George probably wouldn't have done it or been on the show in the first place. So what with those people, I feel like what we really hope is that they actually do watch this film, because I think it does, you know, what we were trying to, in a way, make it for those people, because, you know, we knew that you guys would love it, basically. But if you can change somebody's mind and get them, you know, like George says in the film, get them to stop and say, I hadn't thought about that, or I hadn't seen it that way. That was a huge goal. So it's really meaningful that you say that people are responding in that way.
Yeah, I want to show you this video from Brian Seltzer. He's Melissa Navia's brother-in-law, and he's a diehard Trekkie, but listen to what he said.
My name is Brian Selters. I am Melissa Navia's brother-in-law.
Okay, that's your nothing else?
That's I'm a big Star Trek fan.
There you go. So we just watched Me Up Sulu, which was a wonderful documentary, and I was saying that it's a love letter to the fans, right? So as a Trek fan, watching this tonight, what stayed with you?
Well, oddly, some things that maybe don't have so much to do with being a Trek fan. I was telling the directors that what a contrast it was when they were showing the turmoil of the 60s and all of the dysfunction and all of the terrible things and the racism and all these other things, and then to show the contrast of what Star Trek was and how radically different it was, and how everything was normalized, and I always just grew up and it just was like, that's how it is. And everyone talks about it, and I've heard it a million times, but this is the first time I felt it. So like, this documentary made me feel the contrast and feel how revolutionary Star Trek really was. It was just incredible. So that's my takeaway from the film. So.
Wow.
That's so nice.
Right? Yeah. It's cool. You guys do a great job in the film of, you know, placing it in context, you know, placing the show itself in context, and then placing the fan film in context as well. You know, I really felt like I understood how this film grew up out of the seed of Star Trek. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And I was just thinking, watching that, because Tim, you know, coming from the Trekkie background, it's super important for people that have seen Star Trek forever and to see it a different way. But from my side, I was really like, let's get people in here that never have seen Star Trek, period, and realize that it's not just like, you know, I think a lot of people just think it's like adventures, and which is great, but yeah, don't really realize that there is more. So that was also a goal of mine, was to bring in the new people.
There are actually people who haven't watched Star Trek.
There's a lot of them.
Like that.
I know. How do you live like that? I love
I know it's great. I mean, I'm embarrassed to say I was one of them, but I didn't. Given I didn't watch any TV as a kid, I wasn't allowed to watch TV. Period. So I get a little pass.
Yeah, you got a big pass for that.
Yeah, you got a big pass.
I got a big pass for that one.
Yeah, it's shocking that there is I think it should be mandatory.
There was I think so too. Yeah. I think that it should be like Sesame Street, Electric Company, and Star Trek.
Yeah,
mandatory.
Reading Rainbow.
And Reading Rainbow, right. There was a question in the chat that now I have to go back up to.
Cassandra?
Yes. So if it was made now, if the fan film was made now, what do you think it would look like? Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Probably.
She was going to say better.
So was I.
No, it's funny. We showed the film to George and Brad Takei, obviously, and Brad was kind of just like, I don't know what they're talking about. To me, it looks the same as the original series, and to some extent, he has a point. Like we watched, Arena the other day with the Dawn fight.
Yeah. Yes.
And some of those moves, that Kirk is doing, they're pretty similar to what Stan is doing in Yorktown.
Yep.
I think the thing nowadays, I just think it would be, well, as we know, it's harder to make fan films, and certainly harder to get current Trek actors to appear in them.
Yeah.
But there's so many great fan films. We got to, we featured a few other ones in the film. We got to spend a day watching the makers of Dreadnought Dominion. Dreadnought Dominion, shout out. And Sasha nearly appeared in it, but managed to talk her way out of being this
I'm not an actor.
Kind of, they were missing a cast member the day that we showed up, and they were and it was a female role, and they were like.
She was like,
I'm behind the camera.
But yeah, some of them are incredibly good. They have just incredible production value now. It's all become so. Filmmaking in general has just become so democratized. You can get, you can do this stuff on your iPhone, as Oscar-winning directors like Sean Baker do, and it looks great. And that was not the case for Stan. That those cameras, that camera that he was using, the film for that camera was expensive. So they would, we saw all of the footage. They would do maybe two or three takes of each thing. That's it. And that would be a lot. A lot of the shots are one take because it's they couldn't afford to do more. And that's extremely impressive to me as a filmmaker to not know what they didn't have Video Village. They didn't see the playback. They were just trusting that what was captured in front of that lens actually would work and would cut, and everything was in focus, and that's amazing.
So I think by better, it would be now we have the capability of redoing things and doing it over and over. And VFX, which he did wait. His whole thing was he wanted to wait until technology caught up to how he wanted it to look, which is where John Atkin came in to do all of the special effects. But yeah, so if it was made today, I just think it would be a different level because of where technology is.
Where we are.
Yeah, where we are. Totally.
Definitely. But I mean, I think the experience that they had was something that, they could never, you asked George Takei to come and he comes. I'm like, wait, what? And then, and then he's professional, when he's working with them. I love that part, just watching the old film of them where I'm like, he is really into this part. He's not, he didn't treat them like they were fools. He
didn't
went
patronize them.
No patronizing at all. He went there to do a job and he did it.
And he taught them and he mentored them. He took so much of his personal time. He truly gave to them. That's amazing.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy. Like Tim said, I think if it wasn't his husband, Brad, who's also his manager, I think if it wasn't for Brad, George would say yes to like everything.
Everything.
Brad kind of reins in a little bit. He's such a good
Brad's
person.
like, no, dear.
Yeah.
No, dear.
Can't do that as well.
No.
Not this one. No, it's past the song.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines was when Stan Wu was saying, "Yeah, we just wanted to play Star Trek."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's it." I mean,
That's
that right there. That's what we do all the time now. And I could just like see so many of my friends who cosplay and make it so theatrical and just have that bone in their body, like loving an experience like what they had. Like no, we're not going to try to. We're just doing it just to do it. We're going outside, like playing in the trees and the rocks. Making up a story.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pew 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 here. JR wants to know how can he watch it?
Yeah, so he can go and watch it right now. It's on Apple TV, Amazon, Fandango at home, and a few other platforms. Yeah, it's available right now.
By the DVD or pre-order, I guess.
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
We're dating ourselves.
Sorry.
He just threw you under the bus, Sasha.
I know. It's okay. I said tape the other day.
Yeah.
The Blu-ray. Yeah, we should do a VHS version. It would be like.
Oh my God!
I would buy it. I don't even have a VHS player anymore. I would still.
It would sit right here.
Yeah,
Just have it sitting
Blu-ray
there.
is also available.
They convince people it's coming back like vinyl, It's VHS, vinyl is back, So
Good idea. Let's do it.
Don't want spoilers.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's around JR. Like when I Googled it, I was like, oh, I have many options of places where I could watch this. I had 3 of the different streaming services I could have chosen to watch it on. Yeah, I'll be watching it again.
Google it.
Thank you.
And you said something about you were saying something about the pre-order the Blu-ray. Give us some more information about that.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
the Blu-ray is actually now available. So you can get that on Amazon as well. If you search on Amazon for Me Up Sulu Blu-ray, it will come up.
Awesome.
And yeah, the Blu-ray is great because we were able to. First of all, we're just happy that there is a Blu-ray release because so many movies don't get a physical media release anymore.
Right.
But it allowed us an opportunity to include on that disc bits from the interviews that we couldn't include in the film because we wanted to keep it to a nice, tight 90-minute runtime. So on that disc, there's extended versions of the interviews with George, with Christina Chong from Strange New Worlds, Alexander Siddig from Deep Space Nine, Ian Alexander from Discovery, and Rod Roddenberry, and Chase Masterson. And Chase Masterson doesn't actually appear in the cut that is of the finished film, but she gave us an incredible interview, and there's some really great things in there that we wanted to include and that were really painful that we couldn't include because, like I said, we really just wanted to keep this to a nice tight 90 minutes. And
Sorry.
JR's like, I found it, deuces.
Yeah.
I can see y'all anytime.
Yeah, okay, bye.
See ya.
Well, that's really exciting. Now I really want to get the Blu-ray because you just encapsulated exactly how I felt when I finished watching this movie. Is damn, that's all.
Right.
Like I could have sat there for another 2 hours watching this for real.
You know how Trekkies are. Maybe not the non-Trekkies, but Trekkies are like, listen, I need some more.
Yeah.
Like, you know how actors are always like, oh, we can talk about ourselves. It's our favorite thing to do is talk about ourselves. Like, yeah, but you guys haven't met Trekkies. Like, we put you to shame. It's our favorite thing to do is to hear us talk about the thing that we love. We hear ourselves and watch ourselves talk about the thing that we love.
That's right, Karen.
I love it too.
Right?
I'm getting there. I can kind of keep up. Kind of.
I mean, thank God you're in a position you can like really do something about it. You know? Like, I mean, that's what we did. Like we created a platform that's like, okay, let's just keep talking about it all the time because apparently we like to do this a lot.
Hey, Timour, what's your Trek story? How did you get into it?
Yeah, so my mother grew up in the 1960s in England, and they got it on TV over there, black and white, I will say, which is funny because you know, everybody always talks about TOS as being one of the first color TV shows, and that's why it's so colorful. But she watched it, so she watched it in the 60s, and so when she had me in the 80s, she wasn't going to show me TNG. She was like, you have to watch what I grew up with, which was TOS. And so I watched TOS from the age of 5.
Oh my gosh.
She would like me to say what the first episode was the Doomsday Machine, right?
Oh, wow.
We had this conversation recently because on another interview I said I didn't remember what the first episode was, and then she was like shouting from upstairs. She was like, "It's the Doomsday Machine." The first episode was the Doomsday Machine, which I thought was quite dark to show a 5-year-old as well. But I loved it, and we would go to the video rental place and get the VHSs out. So I saw every episode of TOS, you know, as a kid. And that's my Trek. I really related to Mr. Spock because my other parent is Egyptian, and so I grew up as a child of these two different cultures, very confused. Very different cultures as well. And so Mr. Spock, you know, seeing Mr. Spock I was like, that's me. That was my representation.
Yeah.
That's
we get that. So what's your Trek now? Is it still TOS?
It is still TOS. Okay. I do love DS9.
Okay. Just waiting for the right word.
I love all of them.
But you've seen everything.
I've seen everything. Yeah. Pretty much.
Have you seen everything? We thought we saw everything, but we have not.
We have not.
Right.
What is the one thing we have not seen yet?
Scouts.
Have you seen the Scouts?
No.
I've even heard of it.
No.
Look at him. He's like, wait, what?
This is like how I felt when I saw Yorktown. I thought you were talking about Yorktown.
No.
There's a little. Go ahead. You go.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's the one. It's on Nickelodeon for little itty bitty kids.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And what's the premise?
I have no idea. I don't know. It's little itty bitty cadets running around doing big head things.
Oh wait, Joel knows. Of course, Joel knows.
Okay.
Scouts. They rescue hollow animals.
I mean,
that's so fun.
That's cute.
Oh, we have a friend, Jonathan, who thinks it's the best thing that ever happened. He goes on and on about it, and I still haven't seen it. I think they're like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Like yeah. So we have not seen everything.
Yeah, and to be fair, we haven't seen the last couple of episodes of Starfleet Academy, but we love.
Oh, okay.
Starfleet
Well,
Academy.
It's so good, right?
Yeah.
So
that
good.
I understand. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. I love Starfleet Academy.
And Sasha, did you come in on TOS also?
On TOS, I mean, because he was my teacher, so
okay.
He was like, I got to teach you the way that I was taught. So we did most. I think we did all of TOS, and then now we've been like doing bits and kind of like Tim's favorite episodes of every show. So we're just like splattering around now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's a fun way to do it.
It is fun. And the new stuff we've been watching like from the start. But yeah.
You'll find yours. Which one is yours? Your Trek. Yeah. Because I was like that. I came in from someone else and I was like, ugh. And then there's another person. I was like, ugh. And then DS9 came and I was like, oh, this is for me.
That's DS9.
Sounds like that might be.
What's that? Right. Is that Hawk? That's right? The first. I said, wait a minute, Hawk?
Hey, Hawk in space?
I need this.
I'm down for it.
Right. Yeah, you'll find yours. You'll know everything. You're like, it's good. I like it, but then that show comes. You're like,
all three of you is DS9. Is your
yeah.
Is our favorite.
It's our favorite, yeah.
Yeah. It's the best.
For me, TOS is second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not by a long shot. I mean, it's not way
Yeah.
back there like other series are.
Mhm.
It's a close second.
Right
Ray.
close
That's-
there. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, but I mean, you know, like you were, like it says in your name, you are an original Trekkie.
I'm an original Trekkie.
OG, you were watching.
Yeah, when it came out, I was 11.
Mhm. So you were
Amazing.
watching.
Perfect.
And Miss Nichols was my beam on the show. So
Mhm.
as I was looking at the documentary, they were talking about representation, so that touched me there. Like you said, with Spark, it was you. For me, it was Miss Nichols. You know, this articulate Black beautiful woman standing there or sitting there, equally looked like me, equally among these men. And I didn't know at the time, and I say this all the time. She was the communications officer. I didn't know that. I was 11, but everybody listened to her. So that was mine. And I grew up in the South in America, and I was 11, and it just blew my mind. So there you go.
That's incredible. We wish that we had made this, 10 years ago, and we've been able to meet her. Has it been about 10 years now? Yeah.
No, not that much. Not that long.
It's been about
because
it was the same. It was
4.
we were still together because the SyFy Sistas had already formed because we met her.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was up in New York. In fact, I was up at a Trek event when we heard she had passed away.
Yeah.
I was up there in New
It
York.
wasn't that same time with the Intrepid. It was a
No, it
different
wasn't.
time.
It was the next time.
The next
right?
time, the
It was
time
the-
after
Next
that.
time, after that, they had something in Central Park.
Yeah.
We were all
was
there
that day.
together.
I think we were already working on it. It was just.
Were we?
Yeah.
I think so.
I believe it was 2023.
Well, I remember the convention after, and we were there.
I might be thinking about Leonard. Leonard was more like
10 years.
Oh, yeah, that was a while
yeah,
ago.
he
Yeah.
was back.
That's the way.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah. I learned something recently about you. You probably all know this story, but
2022.
wow, that was exactly when we had just started making the film. But I heard this story recently, and I'd never heard it before, but you probably have, and your audience has. But Gene Roddenberry decided that Uhura was going to sit where she was sitting because it was going to make it hard for the editors to cut her out of any scenes because she's right behind Shatner. Every time he's delivering his lines, she's in the background, and so I thought that was brilliant. I'd never thought of that before.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so brilliant. I love that, hearing that all the time. And I never get tired of hearing that because Gene Roddenberry was quite a brilliant man, and he knew how to game that system and do what he needed to do, and I just give him so many props for that.
Yeah. Because that was brilliant. I mean, there's nothing else about it. I mean, because every time Kirk is on the bridge, Uhura is right behind him. There's no way to cut her out. And I just absolutely, I don't think I realized that until I think when Fran and Subrina had talked. I was like, I didn't even realize. Well, I wasn't watching it really, but I was like, wow. And now when I watch it, I'm going, right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. I know Draco Don, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's right, Jamal. 2022. Yep.
I wish that, I'm trying to. I don't want to give all the good stuff away because I want people to watch this film. I want everybody to rent it and also get the Blu-ray, so we can help fund this thing. But it's worthy of it. But there's so much cool stuff in this film, and one of the fun things that about it for me was every 2 seconds I looked up and there was a friend of mine in the film. I was like, oh my God, I know so many people who were in this documentary. But I was so happy that one of the main people that you interviewed was our friend Liana Ahmed from the LA away team. Like that, I was like, yay, because she's so dope.
She's amazing.
Yeah, that was one of our first interviews.
Yeah, and she just like welcomed us into her space and was so open. She let us, I mean, you'll see in the doc, follow her around at the convention, and just, I mean, every fan, any one part of any group, anything has been just beyond welcoming and open and wanting to like share things. And yeah, so she was really a joy to talk to.
Yeah, so many of the fans really, like we're either still in touch with or really, touched us deeply. The film is actually, if you stay till the end of the credits, it's dedicated to Frances Smith.
Yay! I saw that too, and it made me cry a little bit. I was like, yeah, the happy tears. Frances so deserved that.
What an interview. Like, we did not know what to expect when we just saw him walking around in his cosplay, and we were interviewing a ton of cosplayers, so we're like, I'll interview this guy as well. And that interview just ended up becoming like a cornerstone of certain scenes in the film. When and you never know, it's like we interviewed so many people that we would have loved to have included all of them, like Fran. But yeah, it's funny which ones kind of end up. They tell that part of the story that you don't have anybody else that can tell it in that way. And
but I must say, I didn't want to bring this up. I do make about 3 cameos in the film,
and I didn't want to bring this up. But
I didn't want to bring this up, but I'm actually in the film. I'm ready for my close-up.
Close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Crazy as hell, but I'm ready for my close-up. Watch out for me. I don't have a speaking part, but I am in the film, and I'm not blurred out either. So
we would never.
Look, we saw Fran.
I kept looking like there was a time when you guys were filming at STLV, and I was like, I know the SyFy Sistas table is like right around there sometime. But it was at STLV. I wasn't there.
We remember you guys at conventions, and so when you reached out to do this, we were like, yeah, absolutely.
That was such a nice email that you sent back to me. I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be great. And then when I saw the film, it's something that because my youngest actually came with me, and she's not a big Star Trek fan. She does know what's going on, and she thought it was great. She was like, wow, I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting to be bored. I was not. There you go.
For anyone.
23-year-old was like, I wasn't bored. It was good.
The mouths of our babes. I know, right?
I'll take it, right?
Yeah,
I'll
seriously.
take it. Man.
So is there like in your head canon, in your brain, is there like a takeaway, a particular takeaway that you want people, that you're hoping that the audience who sees this film can get?
Yeah, I think we each have one. I'll go first. I think you kind of touched on it earlier when you were talking about Gene Roddenberry and what an insightful and kind of courageous man he was. And I think if there's a takeaway that I would really like people to get, it's that we as an audience, well, first of all, we as creators should be we can create entertainment that has ideas, that provokes interesting ideas and interesting debates. And then as an audience, we should really be demanding that of our pop culture, that it meaningfully engages with the issues that we're facing as a society, which Gene obviously was facing enormous challenges. Sometimes we think that things are worse than ever, but look, I'm sure that he thought that as well in the 1960s. And so there's always stuff out there that we as creators, particularly in science fiction, can grapple with and should be grappling with. And incredible things can come from it. You know, whether it's this show that's lasted for 60 years or the love that all of you have for it and all of the amazing things that groups like yours and other cosplay groups do to raise money for charity and things like that. There's all these, or if it's just, you know, Stan with his fan film and his dream and now his lifelong group of friends, you know, there is something to a pop culture that embraces ideas and isn't afraid to tackle big ideas that is essential, I think, for society. And so I that's kind of what I hope people who are watching this, whether they're creators or audience members, are taking away from it. Because if you're a creator, you can put this stuff, you can put ideas in your work, and if you're an audience member, you need to show up at the movie theater when there is a film like that and tell people that you like it, because otherwise they'll just keep feeding you, you know, empty entertainment.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, I love that. What about you, Sasha?
Yeah, I mean, well said.
Yeah.
Along with that, I think mine, we kind of touched on it already, but just that there's so much more to Star Trek than people think. Just coming from, again, you know, people that I would say they'd ask what we're working on. We'd say we're making a documentary on Star Trek, and you know, some of the people's reactions, I would always be like, I want those people to see this. I want them to know that this is a show that is at the forefront of, so it has been for so long, and it's about diversity and inclusion and a better future. And, you know, everybody that is a fan is because they're hopeful that we can get to this place someday. So I just want, everybody to see it, obviously to learn, obviously everything Tim said, and to see where we've come from and what we've done, but just to realize it's so much more than just a show.
Yeah.
That's what I hope.
I think you did it. I really do. You think you did it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of my mission as well. It's like I feel like the educator, you know, amongst a lot of my family and friends and people here in DC. Like, you know, they find out like, oh, you have a podcast about Star Trek, or, you know, and they're like, okay, and then okay, well, tell me about that and why do you do this? You know, it's just like, and especially like in a town like DC, like it's just. DC is one of those places where you meet people and the first thing they ask you is, what do you do? It's not like, how are you? What you into? Like, you know, so when they find out, like, I don't do a thing that is very DC like, you know, so I'm always like the oddball out a little bit. So I feel like I'm explaining Star Trek to a lot of people a lot of the time. You know, but I feel like that's my mission, that, you know, that it's not just a pop culture thing. Like, you know, it's not just some trite little stuff. Like, there's a core philosophy at the heart of it, you know, that we subscribe to and try to live by, you know.
Exactly.
Show them this movie. Hopefully it helps.
I know, right? Yeah, right. Like, I'm gonna play it in the shop now.
There you go. That's it. What do you guys have coming up next?
So we're taking a little bit of a pivot into scripted territory, and we're doing a horror fantasy film, which we're shooting a short. It's going to be a short at first, but we hope it is a feature eventually. So that we have that, and then we're also developing a documentary series alongside that, which is about a grassroots soccer league in Africa's biggest slum in Nairobi, and we're doing that with an African filmmaker.
Wow.
So a couple of different things. We like to dabble in
I love that.
Is this what Highway Child?
Yes, those are both through Highway Child.
Tell us about Highway Child, because you guys do have some really great things.
I know, yeah.
Thank you. So I founded Highway Child 7 years ago now, and I'd spent a long time as a sort of photojournalist and video journalist in some of the world's biggest humanitarian crises. So refugee crises in Greece, Jordan, Bangladesh, natural disasters in Haiti and Nepal. And so I'd done that for a while and been telling these stories on a sort of small scale, very often with the UN. And so I founded Highway Child as a way to tell more of these stories, tell them on a bigger scale, tell them, independently as well as with nonprofits. So we have both kind of arms of the company. One of them still works predominantly with nonprofits or international organizations. So things like UNICEF, the Elton John AIDS Foundation, the World Food Program. And then alongside that, we create originals and like Me Up Sulu. And everything that we do is mission driven. So whether it's a Me Up Sulu, which, as you guys know, has a sort of social justice message, or the kind of branded content we do for these organizations, the idea is that it's all got at its heart the idea of making the world a better place.
Okay.
Just like Starfleet.
I was about to say, look at you, man.
If Starfleet needs any videos, like we are available for their next recruiting video.
You guys definitely be communications division.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So it's Me Up Sulu is kind of our first big venture into original content, and those other things I mentioned will be the next that we keep doing.
Sounds wonderful. I was on the cruise and I sat down and ate with this couple. He was the Trekkie. She didn't know too much. So the question she asked me was, she had been to our meetup though. He had missed it. And I walked past and I said, "Can I sit with you?" And I did. And we were talking. And she asked me, "So why do you think Star Trek created that it got this big like this? What's your take on it?" And I said, and this was before I saw, I say it says in the future that we have solved most of human problems, that we've solved it. And it's a positive future. Whereas you don't get that with other sci-fi stuff. You get the, then when I saw them say that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, okay. And she's like, oh, that's real interesting. So I'm like, okay, I'm on the right track here.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times we had that conversation in the rental car driving around, being like, so is it this or is it this? Like, what is it that makes it unique? Like, why is it, we'd be like, oh, but Marvel has like good positive messages as well, and and then eventually it turned out like it. We think it's that as well. That basically the fans embrace the philosophy of the Federation, basically.
Yes.
And it's easy, like that has very practical like recommendations, whereas being a Jedi is cool and we love Star Wars, but there's less practical applications to
right.
that, I would say.
Yeah. And it's about humans. It's about the human condition and how we are going to make this place a better place. No matter what we're going through right now, we are hopefully still on this path.
and that we as humans have the capacity to make it a better place.
Make it like that.
We do have it within us, just because sometimes we can look around and it looks like people choose not to. It's all about our choices. I love that about Star Trek. Star Trek is not, Star Trek isn't going to spoon feed you stuff. It's it's like the difference between going to a school that is really teaching critical thinking, versus going to a school where like education in the U.S. today is like for the test.
Yeah, they want you to regurgitate,
spit out the facts, and we're not doing essay questions on the history test anymore.
Yeah, totally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it becomes more valuable, for us, like, and especially as a teaching tool. I love the fact that our franchise now is starting to look younger. I love the fact that there's Scouts. I love the fact that there's Prodigy. I feel like
Academy.
And Starfleet Academy, right? 3 different young age groups.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, I think it shows that I think even on the cruise, there were so many first-time cruisers I mean, the hands that went up, I was like, well, is there anybody old?
They said how many first-time cruisers are here, and like 50% of that boat was first time.
Wow. I was like,
wow.
You know,
we have not done the cruise yet.
Next year.
Let me tell you.
If you're going to go, you better get on there now. It's 95% full.
Right.
They just put something up.
Yeah,
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Even out of New Orleans, too. So
George is going next year. So that's another
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, y'all should go. Oh my God, you would just lose your little Trekkie minds.
you would.
We could get it.
Yeah, you would. And
It's so
we
good.
would help you.
Yes, we would. Yes, we would. Well, guys, do we have any more questions out there in the chat, guys?
I didn't see any, no.
Okay. Do we have any more little video things, Yvette, or did you?
We do, but we'll go out with it. It's short.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us so much. I mean, what a pleasure to be able to get to talk to you, because you have truly made something really special for us.
Thank you.
That means a lot.
Yeah,
That
thank you for
really means
having
a lot.
us.
Yeah. Come back anytime. I love to hear about what you're doing with Highway Child. I mean, that's some good stuff there. I mean, you should be really proud of that. I was reading up on, I was like, oh my goodness. Wow. We need more of that. You know, we do. We need, like you, thank God for Trek. It always comes back to Trek. So we said, it looks like you're trying to build a federation over here. So, you know, come on back and tell us more about that. We'd love to hear from you.
We'd love to. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Live long and prosper.
Same to you. Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, thanks everybody out there for joining us for the show and the chat. It's been really fun as always. I love you guys in the chat, and all of you folks who are not in the chat but are still watching. Love you too. And if you want to get your brand in front of us, you can check out SyFysistas.com. And you can become a sponsor there, but you can also join us on Patreon. If you want to be a signal booster, there's a tier on Patreon specifically for the live show, becoming a sponsor of the live show. And that's the signal booster tier. So that's patreon.com/SyFysistas. And Yvette, what else am I missing, honey?
This Friday, have a a new episode of the podcast. You heard it earlier. Raul Baneja. I knew I don't know why I can't say his name right. Baneja. I mean, you are gonna have so much fun with that episode because we had so much fun with that episode. That man is the life of the party. So get ready for a party when you listen to that one. Next week, there will not be a live show. There may be a live show, not sure yet, but the 24th, we will be back with the Trek Talks pre-show. So all of the producers will be here from Trek Movie, Trek Geeks, Roddenberry Podcast, and of course us. Next Wednesday, Soul of the Story is back. And that's it, kids. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
Nope, that was it.
Except for before my internet goes out, we love you guys. Peace, love, and hair grease, friends.
I am Melissa Navia. I play Lieutenant Eric Ortegas on Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
She flies the ship.
Yes, she does. Me Up Sulu is the spirit of Star Trek. I was crying by the end of it. I will watch it again. I'm connecting with all sorts of people who were from that original fan film that launched this documentary, and also from the people who made the documentary happen. And I just hope that as many people get to see it as possible would be the best. And you don't need to be a Trekkie to see it.
Nope.
So no,
not at all.
but you should become a Trekkie eventually.
Well, after you see this, you will become one.
Yes.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.